What's up, everybody? This is another Sunday, another toy hunt. This time, I'm not even leaving my house. The title of the video explained it. There is no cool hook or intro. The room is the reason to watch. We are finally going to get a tour of Ethan Page's toy room, and I'm so excited for everyone that's been requesting it, asking about it, wanting to see the toy room. It's finally here. It's finally your chance to get the tour of the toy room. Before we get to that, don't forget that every single Sunday is brought to you by Whatnot. Go to auctionego.com, grab the app, download it, sign up. I auction once a month live. Auctionego.com is the website, and Whatnot is the sponsor of this epic video. So let's stop wasting time. I know you guys want to see the room. Like, subscribe, and comment. All right, now's the time. We're almost at 100,000. Let's check out the toy room. All right, so we're officially starting the room tour, and I'm already overwhelmed because I realize I have to talk about probably 1,000 things. Where they came from, why I wanted them, and I'm excited to finally share this after moving to America and getting to finally piece everything together. There's still some things missing, but I'll let you know what those are. So we're gonna start in the corner with probably my favorite part of the room, the spinning rack. So I'm gonna pull it out a little bit because it's on wheels. All right, so this thing is ever changing. Right now is the happiest I've been with the selection and what's on this thing. Up front here, because I have little kids, mostly my son, I put the Marvel Legends at the bottom. Just in case he wants to grab something and throw something, I would prefer it be that than my retro figures up top. These are pretty much the holiest of holy grail figures for me. The Mortal Kombat G.I. Joe style figure. I have every single one from the video game version available here. And later, I'll show you guys the vehicles, which everybody that watches my vlog knows I'm missing the reptile boat. David at Uncaged Games has it. But these figures here are essential to my collection. I even started the movie edition as well, just to keep hunting Mortal Kombat because I love these old school figures so much. My parents got me most of the characters and the giant boat, so a lot of my memories as a child playing with toys revolve around the G.I. Joe style Mortal Kombat figures. And everyone has a story when they move away from their home into another place with their family. I lost this, I lost that. My Scorpion Mortal Kombat figure, which is this one right here, is the one toy that I lost and could never find. Now I have multiples. A couple in the garage, one right here. I want to have these on card, loose, and graded when I'm finished. And this is one of the greatest items that I currently own and will probably hunt forever. If I see it, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna grab it. Then we get to Batman on the spinner rack. We have Batman Returns and Batman 89. So much so that I had to kind of jam these bad boys in there. There's not enough room on the pegs to hang these. Most of Batman Returns on here. And if you keep going to the back, you'll start seeing Batman 89. We have the originals, Joker. And this one was given to me by a fan, Bob, which is actually a very rare action figure.
Joker, just watch if you can. You won't be alone for long.
And then Batman. This is before they started adding the Michael Keaton likeness and the different carding like you saw right there. So these are a huge part of the collection. And you're gonna see a lot of repeat movies or characters. I collect a lot of 89 and Returns in all forms of figures. These are just the classic carded figures. And I love seeing these on a peg because it reminds me of being in a toy store when I was a kid, or the hunts that I go on every single week. This is kind of like my own little toy store in the corner. And then we're gonna spin it. That's right, it actually spins. To keep going, these are spoilers, okay? But I have to show you because it's in the collection. We have a toy hunt coming out in Portland, and I actually picked up these exclusive Toys R Us Batman figures. They come with accessories. The box is so different, but these are incredible. and there's nowhere to kind of hang these or display these. So sadly, they just sit up top here so that I know I can see them at any time I want. And then at the very top here, we have the Power Punch. I love, love, love the Rock'em Sock'em style figures. This is not the only one I have in the collection. Actually, there's even a mini one right here that a fan gave me of the Riddler and Batman. So we've got Batman and Penguin, and we've got Batman and the Riddler. I also love that they're in a ring with ropes, you know. Here we have my Marvel Legends collection. It's been downsized dramatically, but it made it fun to kind of pick and choose what to keep. I would say 90% of the Marvel Legends that I have are either X-Men animated or comic book, and same thing with Spider-Man. Those are my two really big favorite Marvel properties. And then you have the retro Hasbro figures that they've been kind of re-releasing in the same style and art as the original 90s, but I have those too, so we're gonna get to that really soon. So here we have another section of the spinning rack that I keep away from my kids, because these are some of my favorite toys growing up as a kid, or toys that I wish I had as a kid that I was never able to get. But over the years, I've been collecting very slowly, and these actually came from Canada. They used to be pinned up on the wall in my old toy room, and these survived the collection. They'll never leave my collection. The only way they will is if I find something that's in better condition. I will swap it out, and 9 times out of 10, I'll just give it to my kid. So, we have the 90s Spider-Man figures.
It's lonely at the top. The lizard! He always has a tale to tell. Well, if it isn't Venom, a dentist's worst nightmare. Let me give you a hand. Sorry, Dr. Octopus, wrong floor. I was looking for houseware.
Web Racer Spider-Man and action figures sold separately.
I want to say I have about 99% of all the toys. And that's how I'll keep track. I'll just look at the back of the carding because I love the carding. It's my favorite. And again, it reminds me of when I was a kid. Still going all the way down here. It's one of my favorites. I would say these are some of the coolest figures I have. Small soldiers in the package, hanging on a peg in my office.
Small soldiers, big battles.
Commando, report! Brett Bazooka, ready to annihilate Gorgonite Star! Send in the major artillery, the Buzzsaw tank! Special delivery from Slam Fist! Commandos always win! I see it differently.
Small soldiers, big battles.
You could get a hold of a small soldier. Figures and vehicles sold separately.
Chip Hazard, Archer from the Gorgonites. These are so cool. I think I have Brick Bazooka, and I want to say Nick Nitro too. We've got Freakenstein. Oh, Insaniac. So I'm hunting Nick Nitro, guys. All these I want in the box though. Those are awesome. But they're so bulky and they take up so much room on the pegs. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I start getting more of them, but we'll find out. This is the one, guys. This is kind of what started my toy collection. The room that I first started in barely had anything. The first piece that was purchased was a Venom statue from my wife. It's her fault. I say it in every single video. It started the bug. It was the first taste of collecting and having an item that was numbered, because there's only so many made. And then that's when the hunt started. So it continued and continued and continued to this. But Batman animated series figures on card mint. I would say more so than my Mortal Kombat toys. The Batman the Animated Series figures were the ones that I played with the absolute most. It was my favorite show growing up. With this, Power Rangers, Mortal Kombat, and Spider-Man. Those were like my big 4. These figures, over time, continue to grow in value. I've had these for a while. Everybody knows the story of Hornswoggle grabbing me the Combat Bell Batman. This was my first real grail item, the Combat Bell Batman. It on card, fairly pricey, and very hard to find in such good condition. So thank you, Dylan, for adding this to my collection, but screw you for ruining the hunt. I've seen a couple in the wild, but not as nice as this. So this is literally the best one I've seen. It's in the collection, and it'll stay in the collection forever. Batman the Animated Series figures are probably my favorite collection that I have. And as you can see, I pretty much got them all.
Tell me this, where would a villain like me hide a bomb?
Revving up on his high-powered bat cycle, Batman charges to the answer. A giant maze.
What flies but has no wings? Time, and it's running out!
Blasting off in his rocket gear,
Take that!
Turbojet Batman surprises Riddler. Time's up. Figure included with bat cycle. Other figures sold separately. Maze and clock not included.
And seeing these all hung up, to me, is the coolest. It looks exactly like the stores what I went to when I was a kid. And I'll say it 100 times while I'm here, but the carding and the box art and the way it's displayed is just as important as the toy. So to me, to keep these on card is extremely important. And then we'll go down here, which is kind of the miscellaneous section of the spinning rack. These are the only two that I own from the Wrestling Megastars that Cella put out, is mine and Hornswoggle's. I literally had to buy this Hornswoggle. What the hell? But I'm glad it's in the collection. And then here we have, and these are not all the custom figures that I have in my collection. They're just the ones that I could hang and peg. But we've got a ton of fan-made Ethan Page toys. We've got a AEW Unmatched custom there with the jacket. We've got this one here with some Ethan Page merch. This has been featured on the vlog, 1-of-1 edition. But these have been, over the years, collected and kept. And right beside it, another spoiler for a vlog coming out with Uncaged Games. But we added to the mask collection.
From zero to hero, the Mask is one lean green crime-fighting machine. He's a hard-hitting superhero as he battles the evil mask-stealing Dorian. He's a quick-draw dude with maskitude. Eye-popping, crime-stopping, or just killing time. Even Milo's putting a bite on crime. Dare to wear the mask. Somebody stop me. Figures each sold separately.
One of my favorite movies growing up, watching with my dad. We've got Jim Carrey's The Mask, 3 figures added to the collection on the card. One of these actually given to me by Hornswoggle again, so thank you again, Dylan. And he started out this collection, and I'm still trying to find them all. There are 2 different kinds because they had the cartoon come out as well. The only ones I'm collecting are the carding from the movie version.
Somebody stop me.
So I'll only be collecting those, not the cartoon version. But a lot of the toys are exactly the same, they just changed the card on them. Before we move from the spinning rack, I did want to talk about 2 more things. My Marvel Legend collection was pretty much the start of trying to complete series, hunting down rare toys, and one has stuck through the test of time as my favorite Marvel Legend. I don't think it'll ever change. It's one of my favorite comic book series that I've read, Agent Venom. I want to say this was one of, if not the first, Walgreens exclusive when they were starting to do exclusive figures. The molding is incredible, the story of the character is incredible, what the book meant to me was incredible. So to have this in my collection, to hunt it down, I remember the feeling, I'll never forget the feeling, and it's part of the reason why I continue to hunt on a regular basis. I love this figure. I also love Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is why behind my Mortal Kombat collection, we've got a very small Street Fighter movie collection. It'll probably grow. We've got buys in there, and then we've got 3 Guiles all added. I love Jean-Claude Van Damme. I love that he is on the box art. Look, he's even got different faces. Had to show you guys those, and those are hidden behind the Mortal Kombat movie figures. And before we get too far, I do have to address an addition to my collecting, and that's Graded Comics. And I'll explain why I purchased them, why they're hanging up on the wall, and you guys can kind of tell the 2 really big retro figure lines were Batman the Animated Series and these carded Spider-Man figures. So to add to this little corner of things that I loved growing up, we've got these 2 giant posters of the animated cartoon for Spider-Man and the animated series for Batman, and surrounding them is books that mean a lot to me for different reasons. I'm going to start with the Holy Grail that I've talked about on this vlog many times, I wanted the first appearance of Kraven the Hunter. Because of the art that the fans have made for me, for Ethan the Toy Hunter, I thought if I needed one book hanging up, it had to be the first appearance of Kraven the Hunter.
It is a prey worthy of my prowess.
And here it sits, finally happy to announce I own the book. It's on the wall, a holy grail item added to the collection, and it's incredible. And then right above it, you see the first appearance of the Punisher purchased at Toy-Hio. These are two big books. Then in the corner over here, we've got the first appearance of Sandman. And that one means a lot to me because it was my first appearance as well at New York City Comic Con. And to me, it was a dream come true to be brought out to New York City to represent the fellow geeks for Whatnot, roam the floor, toy hunt for them. I can't believe it's my job. So that is like a token for me as a pat on the back, a success, and a big dream come true. We have first appearance of Morbius. I love Kingpin. We got these when I went to Dave and Adams. In the corner here, we've got Venom, a big book, Vulture, a big fan. But behind me, Batman. This oversized animated series figure I picked up with Scorpio Sky. I'll never forget it. It was a big moment to get him on the Toy Hunt blog and a friend I made through wrestling. This is to commemorate that, him coming on the vlog. And again, it's a perfect piece to hang underneath. A fan actually grabbed one of my holy grails for me. My daughter's middle name is Ivy. First appearance of Poison Ivy in any comic book ever is hanging up on the wall here. And the one above it is an appearance of Poison Ivy. We got a Joker book I picked up in New York City Comic Con. And then we finished off with some classic covers down the side. Some are placeholders. If I get a lot of the Grail items, they get swapped out. And it's actually not very hard. The books will probably be ever-changing. Okay, so we got through one corner. Here we are on the back wall, which is huge and awesome. And I'm gonna detail everything that we've got going on here. At the very top, we have my shrine to the White Ranger. Tommy Oliver, just the entire character of Tommy Oliver. And you'll see it kind of bleed into the glass cases of expensive stuff and personal favorites. But up here, we have the Micro Morphin collection. I have the Yellow Ranger, the Pink Ranger, and on card, which you saw me pick up at the Toy Pit with Brody King and Danhausen, a very rare item, the White Ranger Micro Morphin set right there, which is incredible. And we've got a bunch of items that are kind of hidden as well, just to kind of be able to fit it. We've got Saba. Thank you, Dylan. A lot of cool collectibles have been added to my collection thanks to Hornswoggle. This one here, he actually snuck behind my back the day that I purchased the Dragon Dagger, the original. That day, he purchased the Saba, hid it, flew in Cleveland, gave me the figure as a birthday present, and it was an amazing surprise. So we've got that displayed up here with the multiple White Ranger helmets, and then kind of hidden in the back, we've got the sealed, never opened, mint White Tiger Zord. If you were to name the biggest Christmas present you ever had as a kid, the one Christmas you opened something and you were like, yep, I'll never forget this. That was the White Tiger Zord, and my dad has a hilarious story that he likes to tell on repeat, just like dads do, about him hunting it down, finding one, and almost fighting someone for it. I ended up with it that Christmas, and it's a toy that I played with forever. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was huge to me. I had the Dragon Zord, and I had the White Tiger Zord. So for me, Green and White Ranger were the best, the coolest, and I wanted to have a ponytail because Tommy Oliver had a ponytail. But this is my White Ranger collection up here. I have a figure from Japan, the White Ranger up in the corner. We've got a graded figure. We have multiple flip head Power Rangers, one donated by D&E Collectibles in Pittsburgh. So thank you to D&E Collectibles. Go check out that vlog when you get the chance. Glass case here filled with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And in the back, we actually have a custom Tommy Oliver head for the 12-inch Power Ranger figures that was given to me by a fan. It's amazing. It looks just like him. So we got the slick back hair. We have a signed Jason David Frank Funko Pop, thanks to a fan. A lot of amazing pieces in this room have been donated to the collection, and a lot of thank yous have been given for the vlogs. This is my way of saying thank you guys I wanted to show you everything that's been added to the room that fans have given to me, and we're kind of only just getting started. This glass case here, we have a little shrine to the Green Ranger, the original Dragon Dagger. We have the communicator. Then right underneath, we have the re-released, like I said, 12-inch Power Ranger figures. They're all amazing. They come with the weapons, multiple hands. And then in the back, kind of hidden, you see Goldar, one of my favorite villains from Mortal Kombat, still on the box from the 90s. And you'll see the pair of gloves that I purchased on a toy hunt with Kip Sabian in Chicago. Those are still in the glass case. I love them. They're mint. Then, as we kind of keep going down and down, you have multiple figures. A putty in box, mint, was huge. I had every Ranger, but I never had any of the villains. I always wanted to have the bad guys. So I made sure to add a putty to my collection, still mint in the box. And then at the very bottom of the glass case, I have every single Ranger in the beautiful little triangle box, displayed nicely with the creepy morph from human to animal, even though that's not what happened. But for some reason, that's how they displayed them on the box art. So I have all the 5 original Rangers right there. And like I said, we've got White Ranger up here, and I'm still on the hunt. I want the Dragon Zord, mint in box with the Green Ranger, untouched. Still needs to be sealed. I hope I can add that to the collection eventually.
It's the mighty Morphin Power Rangers Green Ranger and his Dragon Dagger. The Green Ranger can summon the mighty Dragon Zord. Beware, the Dragon Dagger makes its own fighting sound.
I don't like the name of that tool.
Believe me, it's a hit.
The Power Ranger Dragon Dagger
From Bandai, too hot to handle.
Then we have the Dragon Ball Z case, which is probably the most incomplete case I have. The bottom, you can't really see it because of the couch, so it helps me out a little bit, is pretty much empty. Then as we're going down, we have the SH Figure Art figures, which are some of my favorite posable figures right now that I love to photograph, love to pose. They come with multiple face expressions, they come with accessories, multiple hands, and they're all catered to the show and scenes from the show, which is so cool to me. So I would say one of my favorite toy lines today is SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z figures. I absolutely love them. Then underneath, we have a couple more SH Figure Arts, but then we also have the movie collection, multiple figures. We have a statue that I picked up from both my tours in Japan for DDT Pro. So we have a little travel story to go along with the figure. Add that to the collection as well. And that kind of just keeps going down. Then we've got the Mortal Kombat case. And just like the SH Figure Art Dragon Ball Z figures, I absolutely love the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat action figures. I think they're incredible. I love the way they pose. I love the way they feel. I love the quality. I love the accessories. I love everything about them. They're so awesome. Same thing, love to pose those. If you want to see me pose them, go to Posed by Paige on my Instagram. It's an Instagram account that's dedicated to figure photography. When I have the time, I try and take the time, and I love doing it. It's one of my favorite pastimes, and a lot of the figures that I use are the Dragon Ball Z SH Figure Art and the Mortal Kombat Storm Collectibles. And then going down, we've got Raiden versus Sub-Zero, 2 of my favorite characters. So we got 2 little statues there. I'm just going to give them their own case. It looks like they're fighting. I love it. We've got my love for the original Mortal Kombat with some Funko Pops. We've got 2 oversized ninjas, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And then in the center, we've got the Scorpion that I picked up in New York City Comic Con, and that was purchased on there for a fan, and now it's added to my collection as well. Then on the way bottom, we have my shrine to the Mortal Kombat movie. Only the first one, because Annihilation was a piece of crap and that movie absolutely sucks. I've had better CGI with Karate Man than they had in that movie. But the first movie, that was my life. Me and my dad probably watched that movie a million times. I loved it. I listened to the soundtrack a million times. Every fight scene is incredible to me and stands the test of time. Every character is perfectly done, in my opinion. Maybe it's just because that's the era I grew up. So I just grew up thinking that that's who they were. But I have an autographed photo of Chris Casamassa, the man who played Scorpion. I did a seminar with him as a child. It blew my freaking mind. So I still have that signed by him, plaqued, thanks to my parents, in my collection. I have the Sub-Zero mask given to me by Sergeant Reds when I went there with Nyla Rose, so go check that vlog out as well. We have the actual VHS movie and the book. So I dedicated it to a bit of the movie. The mask is newer, but I feel like it represents Sub-Zero from the flick. And like I said, I absolutely love the movie. So moving down the back wall here, clearly this is my Batman movie section. We've got up here, 89 Batman. We have this amazing penguin purchased to me from my wife for one of my birthdays. I love Danny DeVito Penguin. I love Batman 89 and I love Batman Returns. Those two movies to me, Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman. So I wanted to collect as much as possible. Like this SH figure art Batman. We've got the 89 Batman oversized Funko Pop, the regular size Funko Pop, the grappling gun, Batarang, all from the movies. And then over here, we even got the Chris O'Donnell Hot Toys Robin, Taco Bell Batman 89 cup added to the collection. And then everybody knows my love for McDonald's style toys. And then we've got this penguin from the movie added to the collection. I had them all as a kid. I loved playing with them as a kid, and this one will be there forever.
Straight from Gotham City to McDonald's, it's the Batmobile. One of 4 fun toys your kids get with each build your own Happy Meal you buy. Batman Happy Meal, only at McDonald's.
And then as we go down, we got more love for Batman the Animated Series. We have these Mondo oversized Batman and Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze gifted to me by my wife as well, as you can tell. Very bad, but great influence. And some of my favorite pieces added to the collection were given to me by her. We have some fan gifts back here too. We've got the Mr. Freeze gun custom. One of my favorite Funko Pops of all time, the Mr. Freeze, and that was an exclusive to the Legion of Collectors, which is a discontinued collector box that would come out every 2 months. Poison Ivy, again, because of my daughter's middle name. We have Freeze and Ivy here, more animated series, but I would say this is one of the coolest things. This is our pre-production heads from Batman the Animated Series of the Riddler and Batman from 1993 Kenner test shots, and a fan gifted me these, which is insane. So I have some prototypes from my favorite toy line that are in my collection thanks to an amazing fan. We've got Thomas Wayne Batman, the Joker. We have Christian Bale Batman, and then we've got just a classic Batman. A gift from Sideshow Collectibles for my birthday here. Such an amazing, looks like an Aztec piece, but with Batman as well. Super cool. So thank you to Sideshow Collectibles. They actually sent me a lot of cool pieces in this room, and we'll get to that eventually. Then we've got my shrine to Mr. Freeze. We have a graded Mr. Freeze Batman Animated Series figure. We've got Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze figures, piggy banks, Funko Pops. Then we got 2 fun pieces here. We got a Mr. Freeze statue given to me by a fan, and a little Mr. Freeze licking an ice cream cone through his helmet. Don't know how he's eating it, but I think it's adorable. Then on the bottom, we've got a bit of a miscellaneous Batman collection here, but have to bring some attention to the Killing Joke statue gifted to me by my wife, and right beside it in Toronto, we did the vlog with Kevin Smith, and I made sure to pick something up that I would remember forever. So we got the Dark Knight Returns Batman, bringing us all the way up to what I would consider the centerpiece of my collection. This is a lot of fan gifted goodies and toys that kind of blew my mind. The first ever hot toy I got, which that was like a bucket list thing, was this one right here. Deadpool movie hot toy. Then we've got Venom, which to me is so huge it wouldn't fit anywhere else. I had to display it in such a cool way, and I think it's one of the best hot toys ever made. Everything is posable, from his fingers to the symbiote that comes through. But if you look right underneath him, we've got my Cella figure wearing the Karate Man t-shirt. We've got custom Ethan Page figures with the dimple points. We have custom Cella figures with dress pants, chain, and dress shirt with Dan Lambert and Scorpio Sky as the TNT champion, commemorating probably one of the fondest periods of my career with maybe the most rabid fans I've ever experienced, ever. And I'm very happy that I have these 3 figures, myself, Dan, and Sky, all have a set. Dan Lambert actually had them all custom made for us to add to our collection. So Dan is the man, Dynamite Dan. So thank you for adding to my collection. Even though you think toys are lame, just know it's some of my favorite toys in my collection.
I got the best smile in professional wrestling. I've got the tightest tits in the game.
Then we've got the belt given to me by a fan here. All Ego Titus Tits Championship. We've got multiple t-shirts, 3D prints, the fake name, no gimmicks, Whatnot exclusive, only 100 available, and they're only available on Whatnot. Go check out my Whatnot. I still have some, and I only have 100 made in the entire world, and they're only available on Whatnot. So go to auctionego.com to get the app, and I'll actually give you $10 off your first purchase on me, and that figure could be your first purchase. But this is a huge shrine to myself, and I'll say it, but it's all fan gifted, amazing things that I could never get rid of, and I want to look at forever, like this Rue Beaver, which again, from my silly YouTube videos, creating such a fun and positive thing, raising money for charity for both of our selected charities with Ruby Soho. Thank you, Ruby. I'll say thank you forever for it. People still bring up the Bucky's Saga because it is better than Sheets, and it always will be. And then we've got the Coffin, which was released as a ringside exclusive from my Coffin match with Darby Allin. The Coffin is painted exactly like it was in the match. And even if you open the box, you'll see on my vlog from that match, Charlie Ramone throwing in black roses. There were black roses in there, and there are actually black roses inside the box, as well as a Darby Allin figure, but who cares about that?
The world! Oh my God!
This piece right here, like I mentioned earlier in the vlog, one of the first ever pieces added to the collection by my wife. Kind of the first thread that started getting pulled in my collection and started off this whole thing. So it will always be a centerpiece. Then we've got Kraven the Hunter, statue, figure, symbiote Spider-Man gifted to me by a fan. Mysterio figure in the back there gifted to me by my wife for my 30th birthday. We've got Spider-Man and this bad boy. I love Hobgoblin, and I think it's a fantastic statue. Then, going a little lower, we have my Hot Toy collection of Spider-Man. We've got Spider-Punk, we've got Spider-Man 2099, and we've got Miles Morales Spider-Man doing a little graffiti. I actually love the fact that it came with multiple outfits for that figure. Probably one of the coolest Hot Toys and one of my favorite Spider-Man movies ever. Probably the only wrestling memorabilia I have here is this Rock statue, which is very weird. I got it at like a garage sale, and it's a little sun damaged, and I think he's giving an elbow drop to Val Venus. I have no clue. But this was one of the first things I had displayed in Canada in any room that I've ever had with toys. And it's a collectible I'll probably keep forever. My very own droid. This is probably one of the only Star Wars pieces you'll see, but I made this with my daughter and wife in Disney. It works, it's awesome, it's sentimental. We've got all 4 Batman Forever McDonald's cups.
Time has come for the Gotham Glassware Collection. Get all your favorite characters from the movie Batman Forever, including Batman himself and the Riddler, chiseled in high-quality glass. Take a break at McDonald's and collect all 4. Just 99 cents each when you buy any McDonald's extra value meal or any other food purchase.
Here you are, sir. Batman. Now I've got him!
I just think they're cool. It's another throwback to the commercials and advertising of growing up when they would bring out cool toys to McDonald's or cool collectibles, like those old plates they used to do. These mugs are awesome. Then underneath, we've got the re-released Batman Animated Series, Batmobile. I have the whole collection in line, and Batmobile's incredible. These were gifted to me on Christmas. They're from Wreck-It Ralph.
I made it for you, just in case we don't win.
My daughter has half. I have half. I keep both because she loses everything. It means a lot to me, and I had my half hanging in my car forever. And then once we moved to America, I wanted to display them. So we've got both hanging right here. And when she's old enough to wear one, if she wants to, she's more than welcome to. You hear that, Gabby? Just didn't want you to lose it. We have the Infinity Gauntlet. We have Captain America, Hot Toy here. We have this Ant-Man bobblehead. that I grabbed going on a toy hunt with my wife, which is cool because I'll remember that forever and it's in my hometown. Then we have this bad boy. Guardians of the Galaxy is huge in my house. I saw the movie in Honduras while my wife was working there, and I had zero expectations, and I left absolutely obsessed with Star-Lord, his quick wit, the way they put him in the movie, and it's been a favorite of mine ever since, which is why we have this Father's Day gift here, which is a Hot Toys Star-Lord, and we've got a Thanos up there battling it out with him. We've got this amazing gift from Sideshow Collectibles, Rose Gold or Gold Iron Man. Behind it, we've got an Ant-Man hot toy. We have a Mysterio hot toy, Spider-Man villain, one of my favorites. And then we've got the Doctor Strange, which to me, one of the coolest hot toys. This sad Logan holding the photo of Jean Grey is one of my favorites. The way Mondo displayed it in the box, laying on the bed, holding the frame is so awesome. Gifted to me by fans on one of my vlogs as well. Got a Cable statue that was from my wife. We have this Juggernaut bust purchased on a vlog, and we've got these cassette versions of the Marvel Legends figures there with the Tiger Stripe Sideshow Collectibles Wolverine. I think Sideshow Collectibles X-Men figures are fantastic, and you'll see I have a couple more down here, like the brown jacket Cyclops, Magneto in the collection as well. Thor, gifted to me by Sideshow, and then in the back there, we've got a Gambit, which is incredible. And this last shelf is actually dedicated to toys that I haven't opened yet. Then in the corner, before we get to the fan art and the displays, this bust here was a goal of mine. I wanted to have one in my office once we moved to America and I could actually set up an office. And to me, it's one of the coolest pieces that I was able to gift to myself. And beside it, we've got this Wolverine, which is standing on a Sentinel's hand. And that was a birthday present from Sideshow Collectibles, which is so cool that they even think of me. It's one of my favorite pieces. But let me tell you, it's dangerous. I actually cut my finger trying to move it to get this video ready from the claws. So be careful if you get one. And then we have my favorite Funko Pop ever made, besides the Mr. Freeze, Agent Venom. Big fan of the character, big fan of the collectibles, which are very few and far between. So that gets a beautiful display place. And then thanks to Entertainment Earth, Thor's hammer in the collection, which I think is just a cool piece to display. Then kind of hidden in the corner here, we've got my pin collection, which it's just pins that I personally enjoy, but also, if you get really close in there, it's pins that fans have given to me, friends have given to me, and some of my own pins throughout the years have been displayed as well. So probably pause this part and take a look if you're into pins, because we're going to move on. This bad boy made it all the way from Canada. And if you want to guess what's in there, you guessed right. Toys. This is my figure photography set. It is not organized at all. Kind of. It used to be, and then you have kids that can reach and play, and this is the corner that my son likes to sit in and throw things around while I'm editing. This box is loaded, if you want to come closer, with accessories, action figures, more action figures. Actually, this one here looks like a comic book Marvel section. And like we have a lot of army buildings. We've got Hydra guys all up in there. So anything for figure photography will be just in here, easily accessible. We got all the DC figures here. And we've got even more Mortal Kombat figures here, all waiting to be photographed. Art that I've collected throughout the years. These 3 pieces of art, the Batman, the Piccolo, and the Spider-Man, were purchased with Ruby Soho when I got booked at Motor City Comic Con. It was my first Comic Con, and it was an amazing experience. The vlog available on the channel, but I picked up art not only for my room, but my daughter's room as well and throughout the house. So adding those were kind of the first real art pieces that I added to my toy room. We've got obviously fan art right there. We've got the body guy up there. And then we've got art given to me by fans. We've got this amazing piece done by my buddy Jay. This has been here for years. It was one of the centerpieces of my old home and now made it into my office. This was when I went to Georgia and did a signing This was literally the promotional material, but this is the original art piece, not a print. This is the actual one that he drew. I drew this. It's amazing. This is going to be hanging up in my office. One of my favorite art pieces here, myself, is Mr. Freeze with the Ethan Page AEW shirt logo in the background. Art given to me by a fan commemorating my Southside World title. It was from the Independence, Evolve to Impact Wrestling. I had a lot of international dates at the time because of visa issues, so I wasn't able to really work in America. So I took my talents abroad, and that's when I went to Japan, and I spent a lot of time in England. So thank you to the Auld family for helping me in England, and this will hang up on my wall forever. Above it, at a meet and greet, a fan drew me as Batman holding the TNT title at an AEW meet and greet. It was one of the first times I felt like I was starting to be accepted by the AEW fans, and potentially as a future champion. We're working on that part, but that art means a lot to me. Down here, we have the actual original cover and the actual drawing, not a print. This is the original art of the cover done for Lexington Figure Fest with myself, Danhausen, and again, myself as Kraven the Hunter. Another reason why I needed to get the first appearance of Kraven. And we have the book it was actually drawn about. Then we've got this display here, street display. I picked up the actual display, which was a grail piece for me, made by NECA for figure photography. I grabbed this display with the Bunny and Charlie on one of my vlogs, and it'll be a piece that sits around forever. AEW's figures aren't a huge part of my collection because they're all downstairs being played with by my kids with the entire set, the ring, most of the roster. We got a pretty good house roster. Taz is in the house roster, but he's still in the package. This is a 1 of 3,000. I think it's really cool. This will sit up here next to the Bruce Lee, gifted to be my fan. We have the 1 of 1 Jim Ross autographed card here. Got that on display, which we did at Savage Cards and Collectibles. We have the Hasbro Lightning Collection figures, which I absolutely love, but I chose to display the movie in the ninja form. It's one of my favorite movies ever. It's so cool. Starting off from them going skydiving, and for some reason Tommy Oliver has a snowboard on. I have no reason why he did that, but either way, I've watched that movie 1,000 times. We've got the villains all over here. As much as I could display on here, I could. And then moving over here, the display, Carver Customs on Instagram, he's gifted me the one that's in the SH Figure Art Dragon Ball Z display. The little grass patch with the rocks is very cool. And he gifted me this as well, which is super awesome and very realistic. It actually lights up, which is very cool. But we have the Ninja Turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie figures made by NECA displayed here. That collection I know for a fact is gonna continue to grow. And I wanted to put the clapper here. My daughter loves it.
Like and subscribe, comment. Come on, make sure you watch the video.
And then right next to it, the Dragon Ball Z figure display. These, to me, not the greatest toys. If you try and pose them, the arms, the heads, mostly the legs and waist will just pop off. So the color's great, and I think they look really good on display, and I love the backdrop and play set, but they're not really the best toys. Probably one of my favorite things in the entire room. Like I said, I love Rock'em Sock'em Robot style figures, and this one here was a Holy Grail item purchased at Sergeant Red's in Michigan. Behind it, we have some Holy Grail items. We've got Sub-Zero graded original G.I. Joe style figure. I want to collect as many of these graded as possible. We have the Combat Cycle Kano figure with the vehicle inside, still in the original box. But right underneath, we have the Dragon Wing Mortal Kombat. That was the toy for me growing up, and I'm so happy that it's in the collection, mint in box, and displayed perfectly right here. And to finish off, we have my helmet collection, custom green helmet, red, pink, Iron Man, Star-Lord, Ant-Man, and War Machine all added to the collection. We've got the two-tone Impact Tag title, custom made, blue and red, representing both of the North's tag team title reigns. We held the blue tag titles, we had the red tag titles, so I had custom titles made for me and Josh with our logo actually on it to represent both epic title reigns. Then beside it, Ethan Page vs. Karate Man during the pandemic. It was a rough time, and I tried to do everything that I could creatively to make sure that my family was fed and my career started to continue to grow. And my YouTube channel. So this poster to me represents a lot of going against the grain, doing something innovative during a time when there was no live events and nobody for me to feud with other than myself with a green screen. All these videos still available on my YouTube and they'll never get taken down. It's a very fond part of my career because it gave me the creative freedom to do things that I love. And you saw a lot of influence from, you know, like Jean-Claude Van Damme or Mortal Kombat, old school martial arts movies, leading into me doing Power Rangers stuff with Ron Funches.
It's good to see you again, Gimmick Rangers. This is serious business, though.
We have the last man standing match, myself and Darby Allin. Evolve Wrestling, a big part of my career. You know, I wanted to commemorate that as well. Up there, we've got that gift from ACH during our time as the Troll Boys. Someone threw $1 in for one of our matches, and that $1 is framed. The picture of us getting the $1 is framed, and a little note from ACH to me to commemorate the Troll Boys. We have the poster to remind me of my 2 trips to Japan for DDT Pro with tickets from multiple events. We've got myself right here next to Colt Cabana. It was an amazing time and experience, and I love working for DDT Pro with all the DDT Pro guys. So I've got this displayed with pride forever. Right underneath it, we have the holiday toy drive from 2021, which loaded cast of characters to see all those toys and donate it to people in need. It was super cool, and all the guys signed it, got that bad boy framed up, and to me it just represents a bunch of my friends and something fun that I got to do with stuff that I love, which is toys. Poster from Double or Nothing. It was myself and Scorpio Sky versus Sting and Darby Allin. Poster signed by everybody. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to have it, but either way, I think it's been long enough. I hope I don't get in trouble. It's one of my favorite pieces, one of my favorite matches, one of my favorite career moments. It was the first pay-per-view after the pandemic that had fans. To me, it's such a huge event and a match in my career that I'll never forget. So to have a poster signed by pretty much everybody on it and then some is super cool. And there I am on the poster, which is insane when you look at the cast of characters that are all displayed on this. Tag Team of the Year in 2019. We also won in 2020, but I can't find the plaque or it would be hanging up. I know it's somewhere. Then we've got a cover of Pro Wrestling Illustrated when we were in the top 4 tag teams in the world, myself and Josh Alexander, on the cover of that right there. Very proud of that. Always cool to be on the cover of a magazine. And then the final pieces. We've got some art here. A good friend of mine in Canada, Pete, actually gave me this autographed Rock magazine. It's authenticated, own Dwayne Johnson's signature, hanging up on the wall forever. And then underneath it, he's got some custom art pieces that he gave to me, all for my birthday. Super, super cool. Myself cutting a promo on The Rock, which I would roast his ass. So anytime he wants to, you let me know. And then underneath, we've got a Hasbro style Ethan Page figure, all displayed here in the corner. And then underneath, we've got all my figure photography extreme sets. Not very clean, not very nice, but they gotta be here. It's in the office. That's what this room is for, dedicated to toys and things that I love. But that would be the entire tour. This is Ethan Page's Toy Hunt Tour. I don't know how to end it. I hope you don't judge me for all the amount of stuff I have in here, but this has all been collected and accumulated over years and years and years, and it obviously escalated with time, and I absolutely love every piece that's in here. That's why it's in here. If you donated anything, if you gifted me anything, if you suggested a store, if you sent me a link to something that was on sale, or just a pre-order of something so that I don't miss it, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very blessed and lucky because everyone has helped me kind of make all this possible. Whether it's you just watching my video or, like I said, sending me a link, telling me a shop to check out, connecting me with a vendor for a toy convention, or booking me for a Comic-Con. There are so many pieces in here that I'll never, ever, ever forget. And it's all thanks to you guys for kind of joining me on this insane journey and helping me create this amazing space that I spend a lot of time in. When I'm editing my videos, it's literally right here. I spend a lot of time here with myself, my kids, my wife. I'm surrounded by things that I absolutely love and will love forever. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you got what you wanted. This is one of my most requested videos of all time, for you guys to be able to see the toy room, everything that I've collected and everything that I own. And yeah, this is my space. I love it. I hope you enjoyed the video. And never forget, guys, every Sunday is brought to you by Whatnot. And I go live once a month, so go to auctionego.com for that. And please like, subscribe, and comment, because we're almost at 100,000 subscribers. And I've left a space right up here over Karate Man and Ethan Page to put that 100,000 subscriber plaque. I know where it's going, so please, let's make sure it gets there as soon as possible. I'll see you guys next Sunday for a regular toy hunt, but hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks.
Ego, me and my ego. He said I'm the man, better than you people. Forever he my hero, never be an equal. If you don't believe me, you can ask my ego. Me and my ego. Me and my ego. Me and my ego. Me and my ego. Lights, camera, action, I'm here. Put me in your magazine, man of the year. You know I'm more than worthy of your little cover story. When I was a kid, my ego used to cover for me. Way back when, even now, as men, we go and hit the town just to watch the bags spend. Me and my ego, two-seater black Benz. Oh, you have friends? I never needed those. All I keep is foes, and my feelings froze. Plus a couple evil secrets that my ego knows. You a tool, needle nose. See them bleachers sold? I am why they pay the fee. I'm the one they came to see. Ego, me and my ego. Hear no, see no, speak no evil. We a team, yo, yeah, you know how we roll. He said I'm a star, I should be the lead role. Ego, me and my ego. He said I'm the man, better than you people. Forever he my hero, never be an equal. If you don't believe me, you can ask my ego. Me and my ego. Me and my ego. Me and my ego. Me and my ego. Doing what you really ain't able to do. It's a dinner for one, yet a table for two. Then I pay for the booth like I done came with a crew. Popping bottles by myself seems stranger to you. Inside five.